So now let us continue our lessons on the bilingual method. So we have already talked about the different advantages of being a bilingual person. So for tonight, we will be talking about what does a being bilingual impose to. So if you would be doing the bilingual method, so number one, you need to be bilingual. That means if you would be teaching the second language, or if you would be shifting from language one to language two, you should be a bilingual indeed. Because firstly, it requires the teacher to be bilingual in both language, the native language, and the target language. Because how could you expect someone to learn if you alone hindi mo naman kaya? So the process ensures the teacher isn't open for ano lang. Uh, it's also difficult for speakers who will become who will become apparent teachers in the future, like yourself, if you don't know the syntactical structures and the idiomatic usage you should use in the language. As a as an educator, you need to be what? You need to be fit enough to make sure that you learn something and you could impart it to your students, especially if you would be shifting from one language to the another. So this process ensures the teacher isn't open to for common criticism on monolingualism, but also it is very appreciative for persons that who would be learning from you. Kasi for example, in my part, I'm a Bisaya, diba? Tapos I went to Lutayan, then I've teach there. Then from time to time, I've come to adapt their language there, which is Ilonggo. I'm not very fluent with Ilonggo when I came first to Lutayan, but because I would be teaching in Lutayan, so I need to improve myself. So I become bilingual. If I would be a Jensen, okay, click off ang Ilonggo, click on ang Bisaya. Then if I would be in South Cotabato, immediately click on ang Ilonggo, click off ang Bisaya, because there are certain words in Bisaya that doesn't seem to have the same meaning in Ilonggo. So that's why you should know when to click on or click off your being a bilingual. Next, students may become over reliant on their first language. So this is what really is happening in our society today. Because for example, in our class, when I tell you to explain something, you would always argue or bargain with me that, Ma'am, could we speak in this language? Could we speak in this other? But what would happen if you were become over reliant with your language? Yes, I allow code switching because I know it would you would be comfortable when you speak in your own dialect or your own language. But we are training you to become professional, so this is a very downside of it. Because although the lesson is English, you are explaining it to me in Bisaya or you're in Ilonggo, because as far as we know, students would become what? Uncomfortable talking in English. Next, you need to know what's up. So you need to fully understand that there are other principles underlying this method. So from time to time, we need to get updated because the more bilingual method plays get emphasis on oral fluency. You need to be certain that you maintain this focus in planning and preparation stage. That's why it's not good. It's good to be a bilingual, but from time to time you always have a heads up because there are certain situations that you don't need to talk in bilingual. You just choose one language because some people wouldn't find it good. So How can we apply bilingualism in the classroom? So, three ways. So, use what is useful. There's more than way to skin a cat, as they say. So, the bilingual method has one of the greatest advantage. But other methods, such as grammar translation and direct method, have theirs too. But make sure that you know your audience isn't only the first rule of a comedy, but it's the first rule of teaching. Makiramdam ka. You just need to feel your student. Okay? How would I tackle the students? Would I kill them by boiling them in a hot pot, or would I skin them alive? So that's for sure. Don't be a slave to a system that isn't effective tool to your student. As Bruce Lee have said it, adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. So you could always use bilingualism, but do not overuse it. Because sometimes when you overuse one method, it would be helpful for some students, but maybe you are just making a greater damage. Okay? Instead of helping your students, it create more damage in their learning. Next, make a sandwich. So this is a sandwich method. First, introduce a new word or phrase in English. Give an idiomatic expression. Then repeat a new word or a phrase in review or in English. This is one of the best way to learn a new word. So for your activity in this presentation, please create a video or a TikTok. It could be a TikTok or a video. It's up to you. You present a word, then you use it in a sentence or phrase. Ano pa pala? The first is introduce the word, provide the meaning, then use it in a sentence. Make sure that those words are not very familiar. Because if your words are familiar or the same with your classmates, that would be a minus point. Okay? Next, combine retail and oral exercises. Oh my god. So, to attain the fluency in oral is a parent's central place in dialogues or method. However, children should be given opportunities to write text in the target language while practicing this in dialogues. They should be given an opportunity to role play. So, eto siya, there would be a role play. So, your next assignment that this will be passed on let's move on slide. It's a combined exercise of oral and written. So, I would like for you to group yourself by five. Then on Friday, we will have an oral exercise. So uh you would be doing a skit. So you pass to me your groupings, then I will provide the scenario. Then we will do as I will give what this would be posted tonight. So today is Tuesday. So after class, you group yourself. Then after grouping, you pass the names by five, ha? By five. After that, I will provide the situation. You create a 3 minute script, a very dramatic script. Then on Friday, we will have a quiz, and that quiz would be your oral presentation or your oral exercise. Everything should be written in English. Okay? So that would be part of our lesson. We would be using Zoom on Friday. Hopefully the internet would be good. So please look for proper internet connection on Friday. So that's all. Thank you.